Hi guys, Squall here. Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Hope you're enjoying this. This is still on the Alpha Weekend build. Waiting for the main release on the 19th, the Early Access release. Looking forward to that. In the last one, we built the big space elevator, which is cool. And in this one, we're going to have to start working on our next milestone. So we do have the tech milestone to deal with, which is not like super urgent. You know, we can still cope with tech tiers 1 and 2, but there's going to be some quality of life stuff that's going to come with tech 3 and 4. Most noticeably later on, it's going to be the coal mining, coal production, that kind of thing. But for now, I think we can focus on some other bits and pieces that we need to worry about. We can automate some things, such as reinforced iron plates with the, I think we've got the assembly plant, or do we not have the assembly plant yet? No, we don't, do we? I think we need to get, let's have a look, scanning, tier 2, part assembly. We're going to have to research that for the assembly plant. So for now, current milestone is the objective storage box. I'm going to switch, I think this is probably more important. So we're going to do 1,000 copper wire, which we're out of copper wire. We just used it all in the space elevator. Iron plates and iron rods. So while that stuff is currently being made, because these are being made all around the plant, I think what we'll do is we'll just do a little bit of tidying up, and we'll grab all the concrete here and start laying the base out a little bit better, because we've got stuff all over the place. And maybe we'll build some walls. I don't know yet. Maybe we'll build a few walls. Those are not on floor tiles. I'm not, like, massively worried about that. Would be nice if they're on floor tiles, but not having your miners on floor tiles is hardly a deal breaker for me. Let's put that there. No, can't. See, it won't build that because it's in the way. So in terms of what we want to do with this stuff, we could probably route it in this direction and route these two along here, possibly. Wow, I'm surprised it won't build that. The only problem is that you have to break production while you do this kind of thing, which is kind of annoying. And we'll put that there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll just come straight out of there. And we're going to have more miners later. That's the thing we've got to remember about this, is it's all very well. At the moment, you're looking at this going, well, work on all the other... Once we start drilling more iron, where are we going to take it? Like, we can't fit it through there. And in the Factorio, this would be a bit of a problem. But not in this game, because in this game, what you can do is you can go up. So when we do bring more iron online, what we can do is we can go, oh, you know what, let's just have a wall here. And we build a wall like that, and build a wall like that. Oh, I can't afford it, I'm missing iron plates. Build another wall like that, and then you can build another floor, and then you can put all of this and more up there on the second floor, and then you can just literally take these belts and go straight up to the second floor and do something else. She's just absolutely amazing. Like, I love the idea of that. Anyway, for now, I think I just want to tidy this up, because it is bugging me slightly. It just annoys me. I'm going to have to break production to do it. There's no other way. It's got to be this way. Let's get rid of that. And of course, it puts all the stuff in your backpack as well. Right, there we go. Now we can actually put the floor down. Okay, you just deconstructed the wrong thing. It's weird the way that works. So perhaps if we come down here like this, there's all that space. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Alright, now this thing we can get rid of, but we're going to need the chainsaw to do it, which means we're going to need to put some fuel in the bottom of it. And unfortunately, the only fuel it takes is biomass or biofuel. And this is the irony of the chainsaw. Like, you have to run around and collect leaves to convert to biofuel so that you can chop down the trees. So we'll do that quickly. Grab a few of these leaves. That should do it. Once your backpack is big enough, it always makes sense to carry the chainsaw around with some biofuel, just so you can actually use it. So, turn that wood, leaves, the biofuel. And this biofuel will last a chainsaw like quite a while, so the main thing is just have one available. Lovely. Let's get rid of that. And as ever, make sure you got your zapper. Trust me, when a spider runs at you and you don't have your zapper already locked in, it's pretty terrifying. Right, I think we'll do the outside one first. So what we'll do is we'll build a conveyor belt to, like, come up to maybe here. I thought I heard something. Power slug. I don't remember this power slug being here at the start of the game. Maybe I missed it. Come here, you. Ouch. Nope. Right, we'll just run this along the side there, try and keep it out of the way. And then we'll run that. Do you want to build a floor there? Let's build a floor there. Maybe keep that like that. And then... Right, let's try and figure out what we're trying to get to. There. So we'll come out maybe like this. Unfortunately, there's no kind of alignment tools to help you with that. You just have to pretty much work it out. Now this one, what I want to do is I want to bring this one and do a similar thing. Run it down to maybe like here. And it is a little bit of guesswork, because I don't know how sharp you can make these turns. Turn that to there-ish. I could probably have gone a touch further. But not that far. It's not going to let me do it, is it? You little scumbag. I think it's that one's the problem. I think if we perhaps go like there, then I can go to there, and then I can go like that. No! Are you serious? Okay, you know what? We'll just have to live with it. As much as I want to make this work. Wait, missing iron plates? I know where we can get iron plates from. I know where we can get lots of iron plates from. There we go. The beauty of automation is, while you're busy doing stuff, stuff gets done for you. I'm really not happy about this. It's really, I'm sure if you're like me, this is actually annoying you as well. You just want it to be nice and tiny, but it... Oh, there we go. There we go. That's where OCD starts to kick in. Right. It's not exact, but it's pretty tidy and I'm happy with it. Alright. Like I said, I'm not worried about those smelters right now. I mean, we can put them on the floor later if you really have to or want to, but I'm really not that bothered about them. The main thing is we've got these belts over here and we've kind of got them out of the way. Now, later on, you can actually research and build a double stack of those things. So you can have, like, one belt running on top of another belt. Look at this. I'm just, like... I'm not moving the mouse to the keyboard right now. And it's just great. You just get to follow the whole belt. But for now, that's tidied up quite a bit. And it's freed up all this space over here for us to do something later if we want to. But, you know, we need to focus on the research now of the assembler, because that's going to help us to make reinforced things, and the reinforced things is going to help with the current space station thing, which is to get tech level 3 and 4. Now, one of the things we could do, if you want to, is we could build, whoops, we could build a tower, maybe like here, and if we rotate it around so the ladder's facing inwards, and you just get on the ladder like that, and look at that, we can actually get a nice overview. And this is the best thing that we have in the game right now, to actually get a sense of how our build is going. And from this, we can kind of see that we've got all that space there that we could tile up and use for something. I don't know what yet. But don't, you know, bear in mind we've got the limestone there, and we've got the copper up here. We've got 3 iron ore there. I seem to remember next to that there was 2 iron ore right there. So at some point we might want to be either bringing that into the factory, maybe on a second floor, or might want to bring that... I think we just ran out of fuel while we were busy talking, like, design. My guess is biofuel. I think what we'll do is, before we run over there, we'll... Actually, how do you actually load this thing? The only way I know of loading this is to do that. To drop it on the floor and pick it up. But I'm thinking if we have run out, I'll just grab some of this on the way over. This is going to get gassy. Wish you could chainsaw that thing down. We might have to wall this off at some point. See, there's the wood on the floor. That's what I was talking about. Sometimes you just found these big branches on the floor. They're well worth picking up. Okay, that looks like that. I don't think it's going to be a consumption problem because we've not built anything new, per se. Although, yeah, look at that. It actually spiked up. That's interesting. Okay, well... Oh, we need 10 reinforced plates to sort that out. Reinforced plates requires screws. Screws requires iron rods. This is why I want the assembler thing, because I want to be able to assemble these reinforced plates, because we're going to need a lot of them later. Because this is what I was saying in another video about chaining items together. At the moment, it's pure guesswork. You know, you have to sit there and work out 24 times, 10, 240 screws, which means 20, 10 times. It's just daft. You should be able to build a product and it work out the intermediate stuff. Oh, what? I've only got 8 of them. What about 10? Yeah, I can't work out, unless the watchtower caused that to trip over. Why, the watchtower doesn't require power linkage, so... Oh my god, we need iron plates. I'm kind of confused as to why that power trip even happened. Wait, it's... Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. I've been making the wrong thing. It's iron rods it needs. Again, just the icons are just not, for me anyway, they're just not, like, ideal. Right, there's 2 of them there like that. I'll get the power poles at the back. How many connections have you got? 2. Okay, well... We'll do that. Chuck a lot of biofuel in, switch it all back on. Right, biofuel loaded. Biofuel loaded. I do find it weird the way it carries on making crunchy noises when it's not actually doing anything. There you go. Got a bit of headroom now. Factory's back online. Crisis averted. Let's quickly convert that stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, this part of it is... This part of it here is a bit tedious, and by this point in the game, I think there should be a way of having this a bit more automated. By this point in Factorio, I've automated my power supply, no problem at all. We've got coal on the go, we've got inserters, the steam engines are going, like, literally there's no manual intervention required. But in this game, until you get coal, which is like I think it's even tier 4 coal, it's quite high, really. Until you get to that point, you've got all this faff to go through. Now, did the hard drive research? Oh, wait a minute, look at this. Analysis complete. Analysis of the hard drive is complete. Select your desired reward. Alternative blueprint. Stitched iron plate. Production time 7.5 minutes. Wood coal. Ingredients: wood. Primarily used as biofuel. Biomass burners. Wood coal. That sounds good. Alternative blueprints: the iron ingot. Iron ore and copper ore. 1 iron ore and 1 copper ore. So instead... Oh, that's interesting. So instead of using 2 iron ore to make an ingot, you can instead combine it with a copper. And this is a stitched iron plate, which I've not actually seen a use for yet. I've got a feeling this is tech level 5, which I've not seen yet because it only comes in early access. So I think at the moment this is probably the best use that we have. And my game just crashed. Whoopsie. Alright, let me restart and we'll carry on. Right, I've restarted the game. I'm not exactly sure where it's got up to. Oh, it looks like we didn't craft the wood and stuff. So I'm wondering if I click on that thing again, it's going to crash again. It may well do. Let me just chuck the fuel in the generators. What I wanted to do was start researching something else, but it's going to crash every time I click that thing. That's a bit worrying. But that's the alpha for you. I sent the report off anyway, so... Early access for the win. That's actually the first time. That's actually the first time this game has crashed on me. Alright, I don't know if I want to risk that. I'm just going to load this up. We'll ignore that for now. Chuck all the fuel in there. Oh look, it's lost the construction of the burner as well. It's pretty good at auto-saving. It auto-saves like every, like, I don't know, 5 minutes or something. So it's been pretty good with that. Wait, where's the rest of the fuel gone? So we didn't really lose very much, just lost like 5 minutes if that. Double check that's got 200, it's got 200. That's got less than 200. That's got a lot less than 200. That didn't work. You will notice the frame choppiness now and again. It does do, like, most of the game runs buttery smooth, but certain times, usually during combat, it does go a little bit weird. It gets very stuttery. And the multiplayer, I was playing it with one other person, and it seemed to be like pretty stable considering. Right, we'll dump all that in there. So I don't think I want to risk clicking that, to be honest with you. I'm just going to leave that alone for now, and maybe they'll patch it, or maybe I'll try it again off the stream, see if we can get it to work. I don't know if it was the thing I chose that did that, or whether it just is going to happen anyway when you research the hard drive. It's just going to crash it. In fact, I think I remember. I think I remember now somebody saying that it does crash when you research the hard drive. I think I remember it. So I don't... that's a problem. Because I don't think I can cancel researching the hard drive now because it's already done. Which means I can't research anything else until I clear that through, and I can't clear it through until release day. Ah, that's a problem. Never mind, let's build all the concrete. We'll go and build some more floor and stuff. And actually what we want to do is get the... yeah, we want to get the assemblers, which we're currently building stuff for. Top left. So yeah, I was talking about walls before, and if I press Q, click on wall, and then we hover over that, press 9, that's going to put it on the hotbar. So what we can do is we press 9 and put a wall there like that. Just to wall off this horrible gassy thing. Like this. And then maybe, I don't know, we can go that way. And then we could start walling it off here, perhaps. But we've got loads of different kinds of walls we can build. So, you can have a wall which is basically like this. That's actually big enough to drive a tractor through. So if you wanted to, perhaps, I don't know, maybe you wanted to do something like that. I can't afford it because it's iron plates. But you get the idea. You can basically have walls, and then you can have conveyors going through them, or you can have doorways that you can transfer through. Only 300 iron plates up there. We should be able to build that shortly. 1, 2, 300 iron bars. Also, when you've built a second wall, you can then build another floor along the top, and that creates your upper floor for you to build on. And then what you can do, you can create slopes going up there, or you can create like little walkways to walk around so you can inspect your building. It's really cool. It's really cool. Really good fun. 300 them, 2, 3. That. Okay, so that just needs copper. Which I don't know if we'll have 1,000 of. We're smacking them out at 90 a minute though, so that would require probably about, what, 11, 12 minutes to do? So I would hope that we've got that by now. Yeah. That's just a continuous production line store. And the storage is beautiful. And the great thing about storage is you can actually stack them. So what you can do is put another storage on top. And then you can loop this up into the next one. So you can actually spiral these things up and then just bring it all. It's just nuts. Some of the designs that are, patterns that are starting to come out of this, they're going to be pretty fun. The unfortunate thing is, unlike Factorio, I think, you can't blueprint them, so they're not something that you can share. You can show people a picture, but you can't share the design, which I think is something they should probably think about allowing. Okay. While it's doing that.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated.
Don't need those. Conveyor walls. Don't care about them. We're going to do that one next. Okay, so if we look under our build now, production, we've now got the assembler. And the assembler takes 4 of those rotor things, which is interesting because I think you can handcraft a rotor. Yes, you can. Because you can handcraft a rotor, but if you want to manufacture it, see, because it's a double part item, you need an assembler to make them. So you need an assembler, a rotor to make an assembler, which you need to make an assembler rotor thing. You know what I mean? But the point is we're going to have to handcraft them first, and then we can build the assembler. Now, assembly, I'm going to probably push further down. You could probably bring it up and do it on a second floor, maybe. That could be wise. In fact, I may well do that for the giggles and the learning experience. Because whilst this is like raw material production, if we start crafting actual items here, there's only so far we can actually go. If we went up another floor, maybe we could do more. The alternative is to have another crafting station up there and then an assembly further down. There's always options. Let's take that. Let's take some of that. And over by this ladder here, going to make another craft bench. Because these are just useful things to have around, you know, they save running around. When you get the tractor actually has one of these built in. So we need to build, so that will actually make 3 of them, if you look. Oh no, it doesn't. Times 3. Unless the assembly plant makes 3 at a time. I'm not sure actually what that means. Okay, we've got 4 of those. Assembler takes 10 cable. Cable is another thing that we need to automate the production of. That's just a straight translation from copper wire. So what we could do back at the copper manufacturing, we could take that wire and take some of it and make cable with it. Now, this is one of the things that at the moment you can't control. Like, we're chucking all of this copper wire into a storage, right? Well, let's say we want to allocate half of it into cable manufacturing. What we can't do is, in Factorio, you can kind of set up logic circuits to say, don't take out or make more than these number of items. The only way we can do it in this game is to split that before it goes into storage. Send half of it into storage and the other half into cable production. So that's going to be something we're going to have to do, look at later. But what we should be able to do, if we want to, is make an assembly plant. So let's say we want to make an assembly of... What do we need the most? Rotors. Screws, maybe. Screws are made straight from iron bars, so that doesn't really need an assembly. Rotors need iron bars and screws, so we're going to have to make screws anyway before we start making anything assembly-wise. So maybe what we should do is start taking some of those iron bars and converting them into screws, and maybe not storing all of them, but maybe like half of them or something. So where we're actually rejoining here is, if you remember, we split this into 4. There's actually 4 iron bar constructors. Maybe instead of that, we just tap off here and build this thing like that. Just trying to line it with that one, turn it around. So we do this. Come on, line up. There we go. You know, we do this, and... How did that go? I already spun that around once. Storage container. Trying to get it lined. There you go. Lined up with both of them. So this would go into here now. Oh, really? Are you serious? Wait, what? Oh, is this an input? This is a merge, isn't it? That's why it won't do it. Yeah, what I need to do... See, there's no way of rotating... No way that I know of rotating a merge. So the output was going the wrong way. There's only one output on a merge, you see. Turn it like that. Like that. There's only one output on a merge, and it was going that way. But I can't spin that around. I have to dismantle the whole thing before I can do anything with it. Not to worry. So this is now going to have... So this has got iron bars. This will start to have iron bars, but this iron bar will be used to make something else. This will be used to make screws. Now, if we look at a constructor, or this, just bring it to like there. Screws, 15 in, 90 out. So this is going to be smashing out quite a lot of screws. Which means we're going to need to store them until we work out what we're going to do with them further down the production chain. Again, I'm just going to leave a bit of storage space there just in case I want to come back later and split these. So one thing I've learned from Factorio is never build things too close together. Okay, so that's going to link into there. That's going to link into the previous one, wherever I put it. That's got 4 on it already. Okay, this is interesting. There we go. So we set that to screws, stuff starts to come in, screws start to flow out, boom, we're making screws. And then we can take, later on if we want to make rotors and stuff, we can take iron bars from here and screws from here, and we can bring them together and just assemble them with the assembler. Cool. So that's that done. I've done a little bit of work. Unfortunately, guys, I am out of time here. By out of time, what I mean is I am 9 minutes away from the deadline of this alpha weekend ending, so I need to stop now. And I won't be able to carry on until the 19th, at which point I'll be able to carry on and we'll have more tiers unlocked and stuff. But I have actually run out of time. I played this on Squirrel Plus on a stream, so if you want to see Tech Level 3 and 4, we've got all the coal going and everything, so if you want to see a bit more, head over to youtube.com/squirrelplus and have a look for the Satisfactory stream that I did, because I played the game for like 9-10 hours and we got loads of stuff done. Went adventuring and found other weird creatures and spiders, so it's, you know, if you want to see more content. But other than that, we'll have to wait until the 19th, at which point I will carry on with this playthrough. I've been reassured by the devs that the playthrough from this will load into the early access game just fine. So hopefully that will be the case. And even the hard drive research might actually not crash the game. Okay, but I hope you've enjoyed this playthrough. I've had a lot of fun making it, but there's a lot more that we can do with this game yet. And also, when it does release, there'll be new biomes as well to play with. So that's going to be great fun. Looking forward to it. It's only £28 for early access if you fancy playing it. I think there's a lot of playability here, and it's pretty good fun. even though there are things I would like to be able to do in the game that I can't do yet, which is slightly frustrating, but hey, it's early access. Hope you had a good one, guys, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the vid. Take care. Until next time, happy manufacturing.